For today's meditation practice, we're entering into a very traditional form of Vipassana meditation, really allowing ourselves to sit with any insight that might come up during this practice. We enter in with our chosen seat, either seated cross-legged or legs out long, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Grab anything that you need for this practice. We'll sit up tall into our spines and begin to notice our breath. So it might feel quite different initially to draw awareness to your breath, especially since it's this natural biological tool that we've been given. So instead of analyzing or controlling your breath, become curious about your inhales in and exhales, and just notice that you're breathing. If you'd like, you can take a deep sigh out through your mouth just to help set up the practice. Releasing deeper into your parasympathetic state. Now, as we continue to build the foundation for this practice, draw your awareness to the very tip of your nose. It might even be an internal or even physical gaze. And continue to notice your slow inhales in and exhales out. A famous meditator continues to cue these breathing exercises, a dude named Thich Nhat Hanh, where he asks us just to take note of the breath, letting this be an anchor that we can draw back to when we find our brains are wanting to kind of move around and move to other parts of awareness. So we can continue to sit with the sensation that we are breathing and soften into it. It might help while you're here to relax your brow, relax your jaw, and we simply follow the breath rather than control it. It's quite different than other breathing exercises that ask us to control the breath. So here we're taking an insight from how our emotions might respond, our cognitive space might respond to when we follow the breath. Continue to sit upright in your spine, but it also might help to just drop the chin down more toward your chest so you can help soften your gaze. And notice what that does to the breath and change up anything in your physical posture that's needed to help you breathe easy. At this point in your practice, you might start to notice mind chatter. Again, allowing Grace really to embody this practice by taking note of any mind chatter that might come up. Know that you are meditating, and then draw back to the anchor of your breath. If you find that the mind is really wanting to take over, it might help to shift into more physical embodiment with the breath by taking one hand to your heart, more towards your chest, and taking note of the sensations of your chest expanding and contracting. If you've taken the hand option and it doesn't feel comfortable on the chest, it might even feel more comfortable to bring it more towards your diaphragm, towards your belly. So, always offering yourself options that allow you to advocate for yourself in this practice rather than detract. In yoga, we call this specific focus point a drishti. So, just like a focal point, even in a yoga practice, or even when you're trying to focus on something specific, maybe on the computer screen, we use the breath as a very specific point of focus. But as we can continue deeper into the practice with more time, that focus might become a little hazy, where you're still taking note that you're breathing, but the definition of it might seem to kind of fade out. So there's still an awareness, but it just becomes more of the practice itself. If you find that the breath is no longer serving you, or it might even feel slightly triggering, you can shift your anchor to more of the physical sensations that you're experiencing in your body. So, for these final few minutes that we have, always going with the option of what feels best for you. If you choose to continue with your breath, you can stay there. Otherwise, I'll cue more physical sensations of your body to move you into a different anchor. Begin to bring your physical awareness more towards your heart center, the center of your chest. Again, we can still take insight here from noticing our body shift just by breathing. Continuing to take note of the sensations that you might be experiencing, even beyond the top layer of the skin, but the sensations deeper into your chest, where you might even be able to feel your heartbeat. Taking note, releasing judgment, allowing yourself just to be here rather than defining what's happening. Continue to cue in to your lived experience for just one more minute. Still allowing the mind to settle, even though you know where the boundary line now exists for the end of the practice. If you are taking note of the physical body, I invite you back towards the breath. Again, taking note if that feels comfortable. We'll just allow ourselves some deep sighs out. And then when you're ready, if you had your eyes closed, allow them to open back up. Pick any stretching that feels nice on your body, any natural movement